So for those who are similar to that, again, there are more powerful tools that really help distinguish real time sentiment analysis. But on the cheap, I found this to be very useful. And also
Absolutely.
it helps me go through and say, okay, well, what should I follow up with, that may have been, a little ambiguous. What should I follow up with my team on that maybe I could give more direction on, and it'll kind of spit out some answers based on that transcription. It's incredibly useful. Yeah, one of the big time saves.
What would you say to anyone who feels like the technologies like Grammarly or the technology you mentioned or ChatGPT, what would you recommend for them if they feel like that maybe they're cheating? Or because I've met students, I've met adults, I've met researchers that are like, "Oh, no, well, I shouldn't use this technology because I need to pull the insight to myself." And it's like, "Yeah, you do, but the technology can also help." Like, you don't solely, rely on it. It just kinda helps you maybe with some things that you miss. So, what recommendations would you say to those folks who we know that they need to use this technology to keep up, but maybe they're hesitant? Any
Yeah, and
words of
I
advice for
get
them?
that, right? Like we're the product of scarred youth. I went to Catholic school. I I would say I would tell them what my mom would tell me. What she told me is, use your resources. And it is a resource, right? It's not cheating, it's using your resources. And the long answer of that is understand what your objective is, right? If your objective is to hand off a insights report that is in a language that executives will understand and they can digest in under 90 seconds, then that's your goal, right? If you and how you get there is up to you. But that's your goal. That's your objective. Now you need to meet your objective in order to be successful. And that's what you use to get it. Like if your objective is, okay, well, I need to I need to learn about whatever, even that. But like, if you're really trying,
Oncology.
right, ontology, go
Oncology,
ahead.
excuse me.
Yeah, so go ahead and just plug in like what is ontology, or explain ontology, or use these an analogy of whatever. Say you really love cooking or whatever craft you do. Can you explain ontology um, with culinary vocabulary or something like that to help you understand things? I don't see what the problem is, because if your objective is to understand things, especially in a deep way, not just memorizing, right? Like we used to do and cram for a test, but if you really wanted to really understand something, is to create an association with it, a personal association, and that really is what creates a core of understanding. Then, if that's your objective, then meet your objective, however you do it. If you're like, no, I'm the kind of person who needs to read 12 books, front to back, then do it. If that's how you get success, then do it. But if you're like me and I was like, man, that would not work for me, I will just days off. I need things cut down. I need them put in a way that I'll understand. I need to start with overall concepts and break it down to a granular level. Like I understand my patterns, and I will use language models to help me do that.